Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacciana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we have a vintage Penguin Cygnus petrol lighter, patent number 364149, an aluminum block roller lighter. This is a Silvertone. It was advertised as having a copper panel. I'm not sure that the panel is copper. It may be brass. Either way, it is adorned with the engraving of a dragon. The dragon is a little bit hard to make out the features. I'm not sure if this panel or tile, whatever material that is made of, whether it had previously been covered with paint. I have seen other examples that has a similar panel, but it is covered in enamel or some other kind of paint. But you can make out what looks like the left arm or front leg of the dragon. I'm not sure how you would describe that. Dragons have 4 legs, or do they have legs and arms? But you can see a sort of a dinosaur-like arm there on the front left, and then up toward the top and the right, it looks as though that hand has a hold of something, that it is grasping a disc or a ball or a flame, maybe something that it is going to throw. I'm also gathering from this engraving that dragons have only 3 digits on their hands. This lighter is used, shows plenty of wear, scratches, has some stains on it that I wasn't exactly able to clean all the way up. The wick has definite signs of use. I did not cut it. I just grabbed it with a pair of pliers and pulled it up and left it as it was, as it appears to light up just fine, even with that dirty looking wick. This lighter is going to go into my personal collection, which I need to do another video of all my Cygnuses together. I haven't done a video like that in a long time. And I've added several to the collection since I did one of those videos. There is a spot of tarnish or corrosion down at the bottom of that panel. You can also see the typical Cygnus thumb roller flint tension mechanism there. It has a cross-hatched roller for your file wheel. Some of them are just straight striations. I really like this hobnail design. It really gives these lighters a handsome, intricate, and elegant look. There are scratches, scuffs, stains as noted earlier. That fill screw is marked Penguin Cygnus with the patent number. I could have done a little bit better job cleaning it up. You can see a spot or two there on that snuffer, what a lot of people call the lift arm. I would not refer to this as a lift arm lighter. This is a roller lighter. There you get a better look at the thumb roller flint tension spring mechanism there that is not necessarily unique to the Cygnus, but it kind of is, at least in that execution of the design. There was the Cupid and Viscount and some others that had roller mechanism for the flint tension, but not in the same way. This was very dirty when I got it, but I was able to take a toothpick and household disinfectant wipe and wipe most of that soot and grime, the built up carbon out of there. As I said, I need to take the sharp end of the toothpick and get some of those crevices where it was a little bit tighter to get in there. You can see the piston spring here shows very good tension moves up and down, doesn't exhibit any adverse pressure. You can see this spot right down here by the fill screw on that copper or brass panel on the dragon's tail, that spot of corrosion. There may be another spot or two. There were definitely some spots in the hobnail where it was maybe not rust, but something had kind of discolored it there underneath the roller. And I was able to get most of that up, but there was still kind of a reddish haze, kind of a rustish look that I just couldn't manage to get it all up. But it's a used lighter. That's the way it's going to be sometimes. They're going to have stains or marks that you're just going to have to live with. I did not realize that I'd gotten that so tight. This fill screw still has its rubber gasket intact. When I received the lighter, there was a flint degraded in the flint tube, but there was not a flint degraded or otherwise in the spare flint compartment. It was as clean as you will see it here in a moment, only now it has got one of those red flints resting inside of it. This lighter also didn't seem to take much fuel when I filled it up. It seemed as though that fuel was not soaking in very fast, but then it was leaking fuel out the top, even though when I put the fuel screw back on it, I didn't believe that I had it full. It was already leaking out the top. It was just really weird. I don't know if it was packed so densely or packed so loosely, or who knows, maybe I just wasn't paying all that much attention. But it is a very nice lighter. You see a lot of those that aren't finished that well on the base. They'll look crooked. I don't believe that I strike this lighter in this video that it doesn't light. They really are some well-made machines that enable you to have fire on demand, so long as you keep flint and fuel handy to make that happen. But it's very nice looking. I really like that it has the slick look on the front and back, and then the hobnail on each side. It mixes it up a little bit. That hobnail is really badass looking to me. That is, the way that that is machined, that is cool. That is, I hadn't really paid that much attention to that Cornwall gold tone lighter that is similar, because I hadn't used it that much, because it was, I don't know if it was new. It's definitely newer, and it was the only one that I had marked Cornwall, so I just hadn't messed with it that much or even really looked at it past the video. But I'm gonna have to take another look at it and see if it is as impressive looking up close as this one. Like I said, that hobnail is really cool. Really adds another layer, not just texture to the lighter, which may help as far as you gaining purchase to strike it, or to keep it from slipping out of your hand if you're in the rain or something like that, but also adds to the general aesthetic appeal of the lighter. It's not plain. It's not just slick in your hand, and it's not just something shiny to look at. There is an engraving and adornment, and also the machining of the hobnail. There's always something about these Cygnus lighters that set themselves apart. That's how I've ended up with so many of them. Until next time.